Hey there and welcome. Have you ever felt like you're trying to push a giant boulder uphill, but you can't see what's blocking you? Well, if you're leading any kind of project, you've probably been there. Today, we are going to decode something called stakeholder analysis, and I promise it's going to turn all that confusion into a clear roadmap for success. So let's just jump right in with a question that I think haunts the best of us. Why on earth do good projects fail? I mean, you've got a killer idea, a solid plan, the right people on board, but then, out of nowhere, it stalls. It gets blocked. It just loses steam. It is just so frustrating.
Well, a lot of the time, the answer lies in what you could call the unseen forces. See, success isn't always about how brilliant your idea is. It's really about understanding the messy, complicated, human landscape that's all around your goals.
And this is the classic trap we all fall into, right? We get so focused on our to-do list, the what, that we totally forget about the who. But here's the shift in thinking that changes everything. It's not just about what you do, it's about who is affected by what you do. Once you get that, you can start seeing problems coming from a mile away. So how in the world do you navigate this human terrain? Well, you need a map. Simple as that. And that map is called stakeholder analysis. Think of it as your personal GPS for cutting through all the noise and finding a clear path forward. So what is it, really? At its heart, stakeholder analysis is just a simple process. First, you identify all the people or groups who can impact your project. And second, you figure out who's going to be impacted by it. It sounds basic, but trust me, it's an absolutely essential tool for any leader. And you know, this word stakeholder, it's way broader than most people think. We're not just talking about your team or your boss. We're talking about customers, investors, sure, but also government regulators, your suppliers, people in the local community, even managers from totally different departments. I bet your list is way longer than you think it is. Okay, so you've got your list of who all your stakeholders are. Now what? Well, now comes the fun part. We get to map them out using two really simple but powerful metrics: power and interest. This is where the real strategy starts to take shape. First up, let's talk about power. All this means is their ability to directly affect what happens with your project. A super simple way to think about it is to ask yourself, can this person or this group kill my project? Or, on the flip side, can they make it a massive success? If the answer is yes, they've got high power. And the second piece of the puzzle is interest. This is all about how much they care. How invested are they in whether your project succeeds or fails? A good clue is to think about how much their job, their reputation, or maybe even their bonus is tied to what you're doing. The more it's tied, the higher their interest. Now, when you put these two things together, power and interest, you get this amazing tool, the Power Interest Matrix. This is your strategic map. Let's say you've got a senior exec who has to approve your budget. They have high power and high interest. You have to manage them closely. What about the head of the legal department? They have high power to stop you, but they might have low interest. You just need to keep them satisfied. Your own team? They're passionate, high interest, but maybe have low formal power. You keep them informed and turn them into your biggest champions. And everybody else, you just monitor them. See how clear that gets? And here's the most important part. This map isn't just a cool-looking chart for a presentation. It's a tool for action. The entire point of doing this analysis is to go from, oh, that's interesting, to having a real, concrete plan for how you're going to engage with people. And it really breaks down into 4 straightforward steps. 1, you plot everybody on the matrix. 2, you see which of the 4 boxes they land in. 3, and this is the game changer, you create tailored communication strategies for each of those 4 groups. You don't talk to everyone the same way. And 4, you actually go out and do it. You engage and communicate with real focus. So why should you bother with all this? Because frankly, it gives you a massive advantage. It helps you see roadblocks before you hit them. But more importantly, it shows you exactly where to spend your most valuable resources, your time and your energy, to get the biggest bang for your buck. I mean, just look at the difference. Without this kind of analysis, you are constantly reacting, putting out fires, wasting time, and getting hit with nasty surprises. But with it, you become proactive. Your efforts are focused. Your decisions are smarter. And you get all the key people pulling in the same direction right from the start. It's a total game changer. You know, the source material for this really nails it with this quote. Systematic analysis transforms complex stakeholder landscapes into clear, actionable strategies. That's exactly what it is. It's about taking something that feels messy and confusing and turning it into a simple, clear plan to help you win.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final question to chew on. Seriously, think about this when you get back to your work. Who is the most powerful stakeholder you've been ignoring? Because the answer to that question might just unlock your next big success.